Yo, 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 yo. What's good with it? It's the homie MACK. Music, art, culture, knowledge. Each one teach one, peace and love. Thumbs up, give me the likes. Thumbs up, give me the likes. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Subscribe to the YouTube channel 82 Kings. If you're watching this on a laptop, you can see what my left, your right, bottom corner of the screen. You can see the watermark. Click that. And you can subscribe and get all this magnificent content over here at MACK TV, Music, Art, Culture, Knowledge. Reporting live from the Dogon. It's the homie Mac. You know what it is. Did I already say that? I don't know. But yeah, this session of Mac Minutes will be entitled "Control Your Dick." Proverbs 31:3. No, that's not actually Proverbs 31:3, but it's on alignment. Proverbs 31:3 coalesces to the theme of everything, and I'll explain it. But let me say this first. Proverbs 31:3 is this is obviously a verse from the Bible. It says, "Do not give your strength to women. Do not give your strength to women. Do not give your strength to women, nor your ways to that which destroy kings." Let me say that again. Do not give your strength to women, nor to ways that destroy kings. What does that mean? Okay, first of all, I want to say this. This is not... I don't want women to hear this and think that I think women are inherently evil or somehow women are bad. This isn't really even about women per se. It's more about men exercising discipline and self-control. Pythagoras has a quote where he says, no man is free that cannot control himself. No man is free that cannot control himself. And I think I really want to place more onus on men. It starts with us. We have the seed, the whole gestation process, or I don't want to say the whole gestation process, but the whole birth. We have to plant that seed. And a lot of times I think we put the onus of birth control on women. Well, really, I think men need to be more responsible and need to show more discipline. I will say this, as a heterosexual male, I think not many things are more beautiful than female anatomy or a woman's body. I know some of y'all don't like female. Than a woman's body. I think the most beautiful thing on two legs are black women. And a lot of times, again, I want to talk about the onus being on black men. Not black men specifically, but just men in general. I hear a lot of people, oh man, she got pregnant. She got pregnant, man. I'm mad she got pregnant. It's like, homie, you played a role in that too. You laid down with her. And I guess the thing is, we live in such a hypersexualized society. Twitter is like Pornhub on 1,000 now. You ain't even got to be trying to look for nothing. And you can find it, and you can see everything in every way, in every position. Whatever you want, it's there. Whatever you don't even realize you want, it's there. But again, I want to speak to the men. I think semen retention is a great practice. I think a lot of guys are victims to their desires when it comes to women, more specifically lust. I think, a lot of men, our manhood was centered around sexual pursuit. Me essentially being a hunter and conquering a woman sexually validates my manhood. And I think on a subconscious level, a lot of guys feel that way. Everything with a man pretty much is centered around his genitals, or at least I don't want to say everything around a man is centered around his genitals, but a lot of men think with their genitals, let me say that. And a lot of times there's no afterthought. I mean, in a sense of, you do the deed, you have sex, but a lot of men aren't taught to respect their bodies. A lot of men were never taught even from boyhood, to respect their own bodies. A lot of men don't necessarily think about the reverberations of having sex. Some people, sex is just anything. To me, I think there are spiritual dynamics that come into play with sex. I do believe in soul ties. I do believe that people open pathways and doors through sex to be connected with people that they shouldn't be connected with. One of the most intimate things you can do is share your body. But I think the concept of sex has become so cheap, sex has become so readily available, that the magnitude of it, I think, is really diminished and is desensitized, not only to men, but to women to a certain extent. Hypersexuality. I live in Atlanta, and I get to the point where sometimes it's just too much. It's like, why are we always using sex to sell something? We're always using a woman's body to push a narrative or sell something. And somebody could say, "Oh, well, that's just a consequence of patriarchy," and I'm like, no. Even before the infrastructure of patriarchy, there have always been harlots and Jezebels, and prostitution is the oldest profession. And I'm not knocking sex workers or anything like that. I'm not trying to I'm not, this whole culture thing. I'm not big on judging people. Live how you see fit. But I think we need to look at the consequences of these things. I think the hypersexuality has really devalued sex. I think since sex has become more readily available, genuine connections and ties, genuine bonds, genuine relationships with men and women, I don't think there's as much of a premium on them as there used to be. Because there's so much hypersexuality propagated. And the thing is, at the end of the verse in Proverbs 31:3, it says, "Do not give your strength to women, nor your ways to that destroys kings," or something like that. And the latter part of that, "nor your ways that destroy kings," a lot of men, like, for example, I think the average orgasm is like 20 to 35 seconds. And there are a lot of men who are destroying their lives, throwing their lives away over sex. I've seen a lot of good men have good households, good families, a cooperative wife, a wife that wants to work in unison with them, healthy relationship, healthy marriage, and they threw all that away over a sexual encounter. And I would say, even after a woman, if a man cheats on me, I don't know if I ever could I would always wonder. I mean, I believe God can heal things, but in the back of my mind, I would always wonder, like, dang, is he stepping out? I mean, and there's a degree of trust. I'm big on trust, and I feel like sometimes when trust is broken, it's never the same. Even when people are healed, it's never the same. And, I don't want to risk having something solid be just broken asunder over lust. I think a lot of men need to exercise discipline. But again, I think we, as men, we have to be mindful. We're always thinking about sex. Even from boyhood, they said, some neurologists did a study. They said adolescent boys, their desire to have sex was stronger than their desire to eat food. You need sustenance. You need food. You don't necessarily need sex. I mean, some people would argue against it, but I don't think anybody would contend that food is more compulsory than sex. Sorry. So that just shows you the pull that sex has on a lot of males. So from us to go to boyhood, adolescence feeling like that doesn't just dissipate and go away when you're a man. I know one thing that's helped me, I've paid more attention to where my thoughts go, and I've learned how to interrupt my thoughts and to discipline myself. I may see an attractive woman, man, she's bad. It's like I suspend my imagination. I practiced it, and after a while it got easier. I think a lot of times, and some women may be offended by this, but hey, it is what it is. I think a lot of guys, if they weren't so driven by lust, they wouldn't even sleep. If they weren't driven by lust and they put more capital on a woman's character, a woman's intelligence, just the woman as a whole, they would see that a lot of these women are lacking in character. A lot of these women are just not solid people. I think good women don't realize how they're not as innumerable as they think. That is, I would say, I think a lot of hoes are accessible, but a lot of like solid women you can build with, not so much. So I think a lot of these guys, if they really were more in tune with themselves spiritually, and they could really see a woman's heart, they wouldn't even want. They would realize a lot of these women are unattractive. Like their energy negates all their physical beauty. You know. And I guess my thing is I've been in situations that I should have not been in. Through God's graces, I got out of it. But there are women, situations that I had no business in. But I was a victim of my own lust. And I put a lot of... I'm not going to get too in depth, but I've been in situations that I thought I never would have been in. You know? And I was in those situations due to my lust. You know? But if I asked God... I prayed. I was like, God, man, help me see a woman's heart and help me move accordingly, because I just can't be led by my penis. I cannot be led by my dick all the time, every day. And a lot of guys are led by their dicks and then they play victim. It's like, no, that lady was of terrible character. She was not mentally stable, but she had a big old booty and you slept with her unprotected. And now you got a psycho baby mama. And now you hate all women. So, yeah. Back to the latter part of Proverbs 31:3. Nor give into ways that destroy kings. Men, you have to show discipline. If we're not showing discipline and we're being led by every desire we feel, we're going to be destroyed. So let's just meditate on that. The more you focus on building up resistance, the easier it gets. I'm practicing semen retention right now. Definitely not easy. It's definitely not easy, but I think it's worth it because I feel like a lot of times, a lot of women, the only power they really have is their physical beauty. Sorry. and when a man keeps that in check, there's not really much. With a man, I feel like a man that has control over his lustful desires, the world is at his feet. That's how I feel. And it's a strong show of willpower to be sexually disciplined in a hypersexual society. But these are just my thoughts. I'm praying for every man on this journey that wants to walk the straight and narrow path, that doesn't want the drama, that does not want the reality TV chick, that does not want the IG model, but wants to have, wants to have solid, healthy relationships with women. That want to be husbands, that want to be fathers, that want to do it the right way. I understand things happen, but having a child out of wedlock, from child support to child legitimization laws, all that stuff, it's just a headache. And I've seen brothers just really go off on the deep end dealing with these courts. So yeah, keep your life simple. And one thing I'll say, whenever I had like a lot of women around, when I had a lot of women orbiting, that's when I feel like there's the most confusion in my life. I think being monogamous and dealing with one woman helps keep you centered, helps keep you focused. I understand people want to be polyamorous. And again, I've never really heard anyone make a solid argument for polyamorous behavior, polygamy, outside of sex. I mean, I hear a lot of guys say, because my thing is with guys, I'm like, bro, I feel like one woman is a galaxy in herself. I would hate to have to juggle multiple galaxies, multiple periods, multiple emotions. A lot of guys, they just lead with sex. Now, I understand polygamy, there's a political means to that, but a lot of guys don't even factor in. There's an economic mandate that comes with polygamy. And a lot of times polygamy, even in ancient cultures, was more of a sign of wealth. But a lot of guys don't look at it like that. They just look at it as, I can have a buffet of women. And I don't care what nobody says. Even with polyamory and with polygamy, there's always going to be one person that your heart is more set on. I don't care what nobody says. But anyway, it's the homie Mac. Each one, teach one, peace and love. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Thumbs up, give me the likes. Thumbs up, give me the likes. Signing out from the Dogon. I'm out. Peace.